Allow the children
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Aha, na him una don hear o.
Hello there. Thank you so much for joining me. Good afternoon to you. Good morning to you. Good evening to you from wherever you're watching from. And yes, this is Maiyegun Live.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í kó níbẹ̀ o.
Thank you.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary politico. Godfatherism.
So I'm doing something, right? Normally, I always like a stream same way from same platform. But Facebook decided to put a suspension on my Facebook account. I can go live on Facebook. Not everybody will see me or receive notification for it, but few of you that are going to receive that notification, if you want the better coverage like we do as you watch Maiyegun every evening, you should better join us on YouTube. That's how it works. And to my friends on YouTube, share the broadcast. Maiyegun today. Tell them.
Lórí Facebook. And yes, we like lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn láti. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn láti. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn láti. Maiyegun ti dé. Presido bá rúfin o.
Thank you.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
The YouTube link is in the comment section if you are watching on Facebook, by the way. Just open it.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnragì.
Thank you.
Ayé ẹ̀ súnragì. Maiyegun ti dé.
That's right. Thank you very much for joining me from wherever you are watching from. And this is Maiyegun Live. And if you have actually probably, took your time to read the caption of the broadcast, including the description as well, you can bring yourself in tune into what I'm going to say on this program tonight from wherever you are watching from. Remember, share it first before you settle down. Drop your own offerings. The offering is like the video. Share it before you settle down. But let me give you an highlight of what we are going to be talking about tonight. Yes, Nigeria electricity grid collapsed again and again. And just like people say, or as they say, if you don't learn from history, you are bound to repeat the same mistake again. Buhari was meant to be part of the error of history in Nigeria, but he was empowered again to repeat the same calamity he is known for, failure. The first time that the Nigerian electricity collapsed was way back in 1985. And guess who was in charge of Nigeria then? No other person than the same Muhammadu Buhari. So just 2 days ago, they said the entire Nigeria was on a blackout. From Abuja to Lagos to Port Harcourt to Ibadan to Kano to everywhere. But it's not really new, so to say. However, within just 10 hours after they claimed to have kind of brought part of it back, it collapsed again. And people are not really that moved. That's how bad and damaged this APC, Egbekegbe, have destroyed whatever was left of the average Nigerians before their emergence. Yes, we will talk about that because that is not the only thing. Buhari is in London. Aisha is in Dubai. And the Mumus back in Nigeria are praying for them, for God and Allah protection over them and their family while they wallow in the shithole. Yeah. So, some people are now saying that even in Ukraine, where they are fighting war, what people are facing in Nigeria, compared to what is happening in Ukraine, without underplaying that, is the child's play. Just like when people were screaming Syria war. But back in Nigeria, people were picking up bodies of innocent people slaughtered by soon to be forgiven terrorists. So Ukraine. But back in Nigeria, you have no idea if you visit the place. However, people also live in denial as well of that. So we're going to do a bit of a comparative analysis on that, just to let you have a clue of what you are into. The mess. There's no fuel. There's no electricity. ASUU is on strike. Police are also going on strike. Then boom, a discovery. There are many of you didn't pay attention to. NNPC in Nigeria failed to account for 109 million barrels of crude oil in 1999. When they put them together, Baba, they have finished you, only if you know. But what do you know? Including the current fuel scarcity, as they say, it is meant to enrich some and impoverish more, enrich few and impoverish others. And guess what? That is the bracket that the majority of us fall into. And I'm going to explain when we get to that part. I've been told that your diesel is now over 700 naira per liter. You are just starting. They defrauded you. They stole over $2 billion. Just like that. Bunkering activity has increased in Niger Delta region under these criminals because it is now a big business. While your country is bleeding, they are asking you to keep praying. In fact, they are asking you to go and get your PVC so that you can give the same entitlement to another criminals who are going to deal with you the same way the current ones are doing. Just like a rat race. Like a rat race, like I told you, catch 22. You keep rounding up and rounding and going in circle. And the criminals are sitting around the circle watching you run foolishly around. Some of us choose not to, by the way. Right. They're bleeding you, making themselves richer to the disadvantage of many, in which my own people falls in the same category. We will talk about that today. Their inefficiency, their corruption, their greed and selfishness, self-centeredness, the patriotism they told you to always imbibe is the same patriotism that is in the mud with these rogues that present themselves. And guess what? When greed gets to some certain level, they say the capitalists are those that will kill America. Because America is capitalist in nature. In nature, some people are just so rich and some people are just have not, and all of that, right? In Nigeria or in Africa generally, it is the selfish greed of the opportunists who manages your commonwealth. Aviation fuel, they say that one serve, don't skyrocket. It is not even them say they have skyrocketed. Aviation fuel, when the insecurity on the roads became so tense, these greedy people who feels like they are entitled because they are your leaders and you pray for them all the time that they should succeed and God should touch them in order to lead you right, blah, 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 blah nonsense they ask you to do all the time. The one that actually gets you so closer to God, believing that since you are poor, definitely God listen to you more. A very dumb mentality that politicians push over you, right? Very selfish people. What did they do? Insecurity, right? They abandoned the road. They picked up their private jets. They picked up the planes and all of that. They could fly over any problem. And guess what? In their own greed, now they are starving themselves of the same thing, even though they probably still have a reservation or some sort of a reserved ones for themselves. However, generally, your aviation industry in Nigeria is going to collapse in the next 48 hours if nothing is done. I don't know if you know the meaning of that. When these criminals came in, they told you that they were going to boost the economy. They're going to plug all the loopholes for corruption so that they will release and free some of the stolen money back into the economy so that more people will have jobs. Was that not the promise? Is that what you're getting? Of course, it's not what you are getting. Let's analyze that. so that you will understand the meaning of this. Because you don't fly, Abi. You are not flying. Now, maybe that is make all of us die for road, Abi. Now that they don't have, they won't have fuel to fuel their private jets. All of us will go back to the road now. Everything is not cruise or cruise. Abi, how you they call them for Nigeria? Everything will be cruise. This is how it works out. Okay, when these criminals came in, they said they were going to create jobs. But when they started with their greed, selfishness, and self-centeredness, including inefficiency, incompetency, and many other things all put together, right? The result of that is that they got richer through the corruption. And many of you got poorer. How? The economy shrank. When the economy shrank, which means people lost their jobs, people pay less taxes. Because in their selfishness, they couldn't even think of, okay, you know what? Let's break our greed. Subsidy from 200 billion naira in 2015 suddenly jumped to 1.4 trillion naira in 2017, 2018, 2019, 1.4, 1.2. Greed for selfish few. Now, what happened? Many businesses lost their businesses. And when businesses shut down, jobs are lost. And that's where you came, that's where you got the figure of unemployed Nigerians jumping from 13 million in 2015, official, to over 80 million today. 33% of Nigerians are unemployed. If the population of Nigeria is over 200 million, so are you going to be in doubt that over 60 million are currently jobless? When people are saying that, Baba, that one is just official, that one is just number, Baba, lot of us, many of us are jobless, and we are over 100 million jobless, just living from hand to mouth, living for the day. And that is true. And that's why they said more Nigerians have fallen into poverty. Millions more have fallen into poverty in the last 7 years. The statistics are easy to compare, okay? Don't let anybody bamboozle you. When businesses shut down, people will lose their jobs. When people lose their jobs, right? What happened? The labor market get filled up. That's how you got that. Many of you are graduates who have been graduate for years now. You've never even had any real job in your life. That's where you get the figure. And what happened? The government doesn't get money because government doesn't have any business. The only business government have is to manage every money they can get from anyone. When they couldn't squeeze you any further, they raised your tax, they raised your VAT, they raised so many things. Yet all these raises, right, they go into the drainage, into the pit hole of these greedy scums that you called your leaders and their cronies, holding different vital economic position, that their decision and their greed, when they get fat, you go starving. And it spreads as well. So maybe you should understand that. Now, this your aviation issue, there are people working there. Many of them are going to lose their jobs. Not just them. Now, you have heard that even though all this while, many people have been struggling. However, they kind of still have some sort of, hope because they have a job. There are people who have been receiving half salary. Some people have not been paid regularly in the last 5 years, but they still know that, well, they are owing me because they have nothing else or nowhere else to go. Now, all those who survived the job loss, the economic strangulation, the whole thing that has happened to majority, including all of you who are not living in Nigeria, except if you are lying to yourselves. And then, is that not what you do most? You lie to yourselves. I'm better off. I'm comfortable. What about the other things you are not telling? You are living outside Nigeria. Tell yourselves the truth. In the last 5 years, what has happened to your own finances? What has happened to your own sleeps? What has happened to your own lifestyle? In the last 5 years, you are not in Nigeria. But what has been, or how have you been managing the pressure from your families in Nigeria, because they are the direct victims of these greedy scums whose own selfishness and decisions and all of that takes away your job, takes away your economic power, and then hand you over the bowl of beggars, dependents, and the rest of them, right? The first victims, the direct victims, are your family members in Nigeria. And when they look around and they run to the wall and they have nowhere else to go, how have you been coping with their request? That is what you call resultant effect, direct and indirect effect of these rogues and their actions. That is why you should pay attention more to all of this and stop this I don't care. I'm away from Nigeria. I will never send my money to them. How many of you say that publicly and you find it so difficult to really do when you are off camera? Do you really have that courage to ignore the phone calls of your family members in distress? Have you been ignoring them genuinely? And since you have been ignoring them, have you actually been having a sound sleep that you thought you were going to have? Now, that is, if you don't want to live in denial, you are going to be following me right now to know the effect of all of this, because it's about to get worse. Yes, it is about to get worse. And this is not even whether you are PDP, APC, Biafran, Yoruba Nation, or what have you. This is something that should tell you to question what you believe in. Do you believe in that one Nigeria where the rogues who brought you here are saying they are going nowhere because they have the capacity to stay as long as they want? They are not responsible for all their actions. They are not. Whether you are dying, they don't care. They don't feel responsible. Same with those who are also angling to help you or rescue you from them. They are also the criminals who have done same to you before. They want to do it again, but they are telling you, no, we will do it differently this time around. We won't be as heartless as this one. So the whole thing happening right now is just for you to question what you believe. Do you still feel strong about what you believe in Nigeria? That is for you to decide with all these facts that you know. How do you actually think is so right to begin to hammer and to continue to hammer on the request for the conversation of we don't want to be part of this anymore? If you are in doubt that majority of us are, we don't want to be part of this anymore, give us a referendum, because this is a shared misery. Miserable relationship, share misery, poverty exponential. And we are being told we've got no choice. That is so sad to know all of this and being told you've got no choice. You've got to learn how to live with it, or you should pray that it changes. That is unfair. How? Nigeria is structured that we have to share in all this misery, the death, but we can't have a say in how it is dealt with. They write the rules. We just need to obey and follow it. And it is sad that education that should have been a tool of empowerment, a tool of, of power, so to say. When you are educated, you are liberated. But when we talk about education, having, this is a general calamity now. Decisions being taken by few, greedy few, and understood by just few as well. Misunderstood or completely never understood by the majority. The effect of how their decisions come back to you. Okay? Education. Oh, he's an educated man. Have we actually questioned that to say, what kind of education did they give to us? When you question the education they gave to you, did they give us an education to empower us?
or they gave us an education to, an education to kind of condition us. So I found out that it's actually the latter. They gave us education not to have the capacity to think outside the box. They have to think for us, and then they want us to build theory around that thought, even when they are not ours. And when your thought is outside that kind of arrangement, you are considered a rebel. Now, that is where you begin to question your education, because imagine this and the consequential effects that we are feeling right now economically, and the poverty, which is the weaponized tool of power of the politicians. And then you see educated people speaking in defense of this crime, because it is a crime. You have a country of 200 million people, according to them, and the 200 million people have maybe 1 million privileged elites, with a fraction of them in politics, formulating policies, taking decisions, making laws, signing pacts, local and international, on your behalf, with the belief that these are supposed to be educated people, and at the same time, they are expected to be patriotic people who should consider themselves as, lucky enough to direct the affair of millions of others, because if they mismanage it, that is the millions of life in jeopardy. But you have 1 million privileged few, if they're actually up to that number, milking us. And then you see those who claim to be educated defending that for the crumbs that they get, which is sad. Then you begin to say, what is that value? What is the value of that education? It is pointless. If you have to look at it in Nigerian context, it is so pointless. However, re-educating your mind, understanding how they affect you, how their selfish decisions are never really thought out. They are decisions taken for the consideration of the minute few, corrupt few, selfish few. And when you back them, you are committing a crime against yourselves. And it is called self-destruct technique. Education will make you stop. Because think about it. These rogues, they came in. They knew that you had no real functional refineries that could curb importation of fuel, right? And in 7 years, they invested no dime in it. Rather, they budgeted billions and billions of dollars for themselves. Oh man, my heart bleeds when I realize what greed and selfishness can do to people, including the innocent, those innocently manipulated people. Oh man, right? You have no record of how much fuel you actually pump in Nigeria. You do not. 70% of your crude oil is being stolen, smuggled by the same people that were supposed to protect the same resources. How do you get away from that? Now, you have NNPC for 7 years. NNPC has declared zero profits. The only national oil company in the whole world that is running on deficits because it is saddled with corrupt, selfish criminals who prefer to be called honorable men and women. Oh man, what a blasphemy. Yes. So let me tell you what happened. As Nigeria run into serious indebtedness, borrowing from just anyone they come in contact with, Nigeria's debt, foreign debt rose from somewhere around $30 billion, now hovering around over $80 billion with the recently approved loans for Buhari and gang. The same money that they just take and loot, nothing to show for it other than the blood of innocent people who have been slaughtered by the system, either by the terrorists with their guns from the Sahel or by the terrorists in the tinted bulletproof vehicles with government plate numbers. Yes, they keep taking and taking. And by the end of this year, the debt of Nigeria will cross $110 billion. That will then put you in the basket of a completely finished country. Maybe by then you will likely have to ask yourself, what is it that is worth fighting for, holding on to, or even killing for in Nigeria? But yeah, that's what they have done. But what is the effect of that? What are they using that money for? I'll give you an example. And I will also give you an example of how that comes back to you. How you and you only pay for everything. If you don't have any money, you will pay with your life, your blood, your happiness, your sleep, your rest, your blood pressure. They will take it from you anyhow. Eventually, you will eventually pay with your life. If you have no idea, let me make you understand now. When these rogues came in, Nigeria as an import-dependent country, which imported most of the luxury that they have to convert and stress your naira in order to pay for them. Nigeria produces nothing or build on nothing other than collecting royalty and rent. Since that's who they are, they decided to also what? Just slaughter your naira. That's pretty much easier to do. Let us slaughter the naira. So they started with borrowings from China, borrowings from World Bank, borrowings and all of that from the European Union, raising different bond here and there, going into, say, a place called Sukuk. They took Islamic loan. They took everywhere they got to, they asked for money. So in a space of short time, Nigeria naira crashed like never before. And today, your naira is equivalent, well, we'll say 570 naira is now equivalent to just $1. What did that do? It put further stress on those who have always been running the economy of Nigeria based on importation. Right. So they had to source for the forex that comes under strict and serious exchange terms and conditions. They were not protected. The dollars were meant for the minute few who had access to your commonwealth. Remember that, yeah? So when they did that, your economy started taking the hit for it. It started taking the hit for it. They said your inflation is 15%. How could you believe that? You were buying a bag of rice for 7,500 naira in 2015. Today, you are buying the same bag of rice, the same size, for somewhere around the 25,000 naira, 30,000 naira a bag. And somebody says he is an economist and he's telling you that inflation has gone up by just 15%, and you believe them. You were buying a sachet or a bag of sachet water, pure water, for 70 naira in 2015. And today you are paying about 300 naira for the same size of sachet water, the same bag of sachet water. And somebody is telling you that inflation has reduced and is now 13%, and you believe them. How don't you see the lies? You were buying a liter of petrol, right, for 87 naira in 2015. No refinery repaired, no new one built, yet you are buying the same liter of petrol for 167 naira today, 200 naira per liter today, 700 naira per liter for diesel. And somebody is telling you that inflation is coming down. It is now 15%, and you believe them. That's what they did. Your business started taking the hit for it. Businesses who couldn't survive that folded up. Many people ran into debt. So many people's health condition took a turn that many of them never recovered from up to this day. And that is why you would tell what an artless, corrupt, inefficient system or criminals in charge of your system. How do you see how that comes back to you? That's how it comes back to you. That's how it comes back to you. When you feel like, you don't need to see them packing your money with bags and all of that. Their policies are where they call kickback. People get hung in China for that. Do you know that? All these economic sabotage decisions that these criminals have been involved in for years, that have took a real hit on your own, on your different lives, in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. People get killed for that in China. But in Nigeria, they get honored with another bigger offices, which breaks hearts. You don't plant cassava and go back there in 7 months and believe that you are going to harvest a tomato. It doesn't work that way. That is how they affect you. I mean, it doesn't make any sense for the people who told you that they know the impact of petroleum in your economy. They do. And that is why they decided to enrich few at your own expense. And you know what the effect of that is that you will have to adjust the way you live. You have to adjust what you eat, what you feed your children. You have to adjust how many times you eat. You have to adjust how many things you actually, because you'll be a little, slowly, the value of the money in your pocket continue to lose and dwindle. Though you have the money in your pocket, then you realize that oft they are valueless. It's actually valueless. And it is sad for those who are hardworking people, because there are real hardworking people in Nigeria. I don't think there's anybody on this surface of this earth that are as working as people living in Nigeria. They will tell you, Baba, the country hard though. Even white people, Oyinbo will go Nigeria, will learn how to adjust. If they have to jump on Okada, or if they have to trek, or if they have to go and queue also for this or that, they learn that, they adjust. Life hard in Nigeria. But with what? With little or no reward for it. Do you understand what that means? That always bounces back on you when you are preoccupied with how you are going to pay your bills. If you are preoccupied with what you are going to eat next. In the UK right now, there is already a campaign. There are many people who have fallen into poverty simply because of the increasing cost of living. Do you understand that? Politicians are going to be on hot seats in the UK, where they have always been. But you see, in this issue of Russia versus Ukraine war, all these things going on that all of you are reading about, and some of you are not paying attention to detail. How is this going to affect us? We see somebody who is still giving you money right now, somewhere in Nigeria, your uncle, your auntie, your friend. They are likely going to run out of that money soon. They are likely going to run out of the source of making that money soon. The whole world is experiencing a lot, and people are reacting to that, and they are holding their politicians responsible. While in Nigeria, your politicians are getting away with a lot without any consequences or anything, right? In the UK, there's now rising cost of what do you call it? The rising cost of getting a gas, fuel, because of all these things going on right now. Yeah. So as this is happening, people are now campaigning, right? That people are going to be choosing between food or to heat their home. Do you understand what that means on an average person's mental health? That's what I'm talking about. That they have died, they have destroyed us for us not to have critical thinking, how things affect us. And when you now figure it out, like, okay, maybe I won't be seriously affected. I can figure it, I can manage. What about other people that will be affected? What about other people that are going to run into trouble? Because people will begin to run into that trouble, including those who are managing and surviving today. You are watching me right now. Everything seems to be all right. You are surviving. How it be? How far? Baba, we are trying. We are surviving. How work? Baba, we did there. We did survive. You know why? You know that no matter how much you work, your contemporary in the other side of the world, right? The same work, the same job, the same even better experience that you have, right? By the time it comes to the reward for it, when you get rewarded for your effort and they get rewarded for their effort, when you put the value of the money beside each other, you realize that, man, how long do you think it's going to take before you can actually break even? The system program never to allow you to break even. If you don't see that and see how that works, then you don't know nothing. So in the UK, like I said, people are now campaigning that is a terrible thing for people to begin to think, should I go and charge my gas meter so that I can turn on the heating and I won't freeze to death? And I won't freeze to death. And I can manage to starve. Maybe I will starve to death, but I will have a warm house. Or should I eat something? Let me go and use the money to buy food and forget gas. That is the type of explanation of poverty and how it affects people in the UK. So when you easily tell that to somebody, even if you have the capacity to take care of yourself, despite this whole thing, by the time you listen to that, you will then sense that there are people who are struggling right now. They will never be able to cope. And with that, the government must do something. But in Nigeria, you don't understand all this. You read about these things, but majority of you don't put them into context of how it comes back to you. And that is why many people don't understand the damages that these people are doing, the comfort they are living in, that you don't know. You don't know the damages. You have no idea. You are angry, they know. You are very angry. You are upset. Let us fight our politics. They know that. But they know that you don't even understand the reason for your anger. And because you don't understand the reason for your anger, you have no idea how to direct your anger. I hope you are following that. Are you following that? They know that. That is why Nigeria will be in turmoil right now. And your petroleum minister is in London doing chilling. And you feel bad about it. You don't like it. But what can you do about it? Because you don't understand. That is why you have no idea. What can we do about it? How can you stop it? How can you end it? Do you understand? You don't end it by sending one rogue away and give another rogue another chance. No. If they are not responsible, you have to make them responsible. And be, talking about responsibility, that starts with you. And responsibility means you don't give excuses to criminals who are always injecting your excuses into their bloodstream, because that's how they live. After all, they will give excuses for us. Why do many people lose their jobs? Well, it's because of coronavirus. Oh, okay. That's easy. Give an excuse. Why did your national grid collapsed? It can happen anywhere. It's nothing new. It is technical. And when it collapsed, they brought it back immediately. I mean, what's the big deal about that? Excuses. Inject it. How can you be buying a bag of in Nigeria? They say with your vast land, how could you be buying a bag of rice for 30,000 naira? My friend, what is the big deal about 30,000 naira? It's not even 30,000 naira. It is just about 28,500 naira. I bought a 10 bag from a shop in Bodija yesterday. How much did you buy it? I bought it for 27,000. The woman even gave me discount. I bought 10. Papa, what you do way they buy 10 bag of rice? It's because you want to give them excuses to inject in their veins. And politicians are seeing that. They say, we are doing our best. We are trying our best. They say, yeah, we know now. We know that you are trying your best. We know that. Don't mind these people who are complaining. Did somebody check when the train left Ibadan going to Lagos? Because I don't understand why the fuel will finish inside the train and nobody is being held responsible for that. My friend, it's nothing new. I was traveling from Spain to Argentina and our fuel finished half of the way. And it's not a big deal. They just took us to an hotel overnight. And the following day, they brought another train that took us to Argentina. Baba, I'm talking about train from Ibadan to Lagos. 30 minutes train. Oh. I'm not talking about Spain to Argentina. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. There's no. Let us appreciate our country. Let us say, oh yeah, excuses. Inject it. They say, Baba, the one we pay me pass, be say, Now 120 with a buy bottle of Star. Today, bottle of Star don't turn to 400 naira per bottle. You say, Baba, it's even. Do you not know that alcohol is dangerous to your health? Alcohol is dangerous to your health. Maybe that's for you to stop drinking. Now me go talk when I want to stop drinking. Why should Nigeria force me to stop? It says for your own interest. That's not right. That's not good. Excuses. Give it to them. Let them inject it. How come it's taking them 20 years to complete Lagos-Ibadan Expressway? What the hell is going on? I mean, how come that they have to bring locomotive trains that nobody wants to use all over the world anymore? And Nigeria is now the dumping ground. How come they are giving you locomotive trains that will be breaking down here and there? My friend, let us appreciate what we have. You see, the level of work on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway last week, my brother, I have never seen that kind of work in my life. These people are very serious. They have been doing it from Mushagamu to. Give it to them. Let them inject it. Excuses. But when you stop giving excuses and you begin to choose your belief, even they will call you rebel, but you can choose your belief based on what is available. Okay? If to say Nigeria is a real place, right? By now, the criminals who have been in charge of, I do ask myself anyway, like, we do say that when they say people don't believe, if I say I don't believe in Nigeria anymore, there's possibility that somebody is giving me another example. How come it's taking them 100 years to complete second Niger bridge? My friend, the level of work on second Niger bridge right now, they should complete it in another 3 months. In another 48, you know what I mean? And you'll still be here. They will say they are doing some finish. You know what I mean? I like that. I don't want to cut anybody's head. But however, talking about giving excuses. Giving excuses for criminals who I believe don't care. And then they turn around to blame it on patriotism and all that. But there's something I want to say, talking about that patriotism. These rogues don't believe in Nigeria. They don't. I don't know if you have observed. They don't believe in Nigeria. All of them. Okay? They don't. If not, Abba, 22 years, there's been nobody in the entire Niger Delta. All of them who they call billionaires. You know, they have a lot of billionaires there. Oil smugglers. They are into bunkering. They are into oil smuggling like that. And when they make their money from there, they buy weapons, ammunitions, right? So they give them to young men, young women. They call them militants, right? Their job is to protect the stolen oil. Then they will use the money and invest in hotels. Have you noticed that? If you go to Biafra land and you go to the coastal Biafra, which is the Niger Delta region, right? You will realize that when those they call their billionaires, especially those who are really, really neck deep into their Nigeria underhandling, you will never believe many of them, right? When they get the money, what do? They invest in hotels, shopping malls, you know, things that can easily be used to launder their money. No single of them felt like, why can't we just invest in refinery? I mean, if we build our own refinery here, we can start selling oil to the entire Nigeria then. We can break the chain of this importation. We can stop the madness of begging them for allocation and all of that. We can actually be free, independent, by just selling fuel to the entire Nigeria. 120 million liters a day. None of them put their money in real investment. You know why? They will say, I don't want to put my money there because the militants can blow it up. They know it. They know that if the terrorists or if anybody bombed their hotel or they bombed their hotel, it's just some blogs and some TV, some fancy stuff. The money they have, they can put up 10 times of such beautiful houses or hotels. But real investment that will actually empower their people. Just imagine it, as you are watching this video, just imagine it that in the last 22 years, somebody from Niger Delta region, instead of collaborating with people who will be stealing the oil, because they know that they only get a patri share from Nigeria when they sell the oil. That's why they are stealing it, Abi. So now, for the benefit of the people of Niger Delta and their safety, like let's say somebody get foresight and say, you know what? Let us invest in a refinery here. Let's build one. Yes, let's build it. And let's say today, 22 years after, states like Imo, Abia, Rivers, Cross River, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, give me their name, Delta, Bayelsa, and others like that. Just imagine if today, 22 years after democracy started, they all have the refineries, and they are the ones refining the crude oil from their backyard, and they are selling back to Nigeria. I know they won't let them because of the thieves in NNPC, but did anybody even try it? Did they? The people will get capacity to shut down oil production in Niger Delta. You remember those periods now? Today, the Niger Delta militant who told us that, and their sponsor, who told us then that they were bombing the pipeline because they abandoned our region, they left our people poor. Majority of them, they are now pipeline security guard in Niger Delta, where Nigeria went to go and borrow $6.5 billion to lay pipeline. From Niger Delta, they will put pipeline from Niger Delta and they will run the pipeline, enter Niger Republic to pump the oil in Niger Delta and move it to No single person. None of those politicians. So if I start mentioning them down, they will say, Maiyegun, I respect everything you have been saying, but you need to understand something. You need to respect this person. This person is better than that person, because I know your thieves. You love your thieves differently. You love your thieves differently, don't you? That's what happened. So they don't really love the place. That is what you will tell yourself and say, oh boy, not true. If we are talking about even people, loving their people, I love my people, story. How come nobody tried this? How come no plan like that? But a politician can grab a microphone and say, hello, my people. In 2002, myself and some elders, we came together that we want to build the biggest refinery here. Some people went against it. They were the one who didn't let us do it. We wanted to build this and that. They say, hey, wait. Some people, they don't get name. Oh, now some people work against it, Sha. This man don't get the dream since 2002. Meanwhile, since that 2002, the Were is become maybe party chairman. He has already become a member of House of Representatives. He's become a senator. He's become a governor. Maybe he's also become a minister. And then 20 years after, he's telling you, in 2002, we were trying to make sure we build the road, from the, because he's grown richer based on your own stupidity most of the time. Those are the things we don't buy anymore. They don't love the place. They don't. Imagine stealing money from your own people and you are investing in something that in another country, you're investing in refineries. It will shock you that it is the same. Your leaders, your criminal leaders, they are the ones who goes into partnership with all the refineries and love them out there. And you ask yourself, why? How is that so impossible to do? And the effect of that is that you are now paying over 1 trillion naira every year to bring petrol to your filling stations, to bring petrol and gas to your filling station. And the effect of that is that since nobody had that site, and as we are talking right now, they are coming to tell you they are going to renovate the refineries. They are going to build all the refineries. They are going to make sure that blah, 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 blah. And many of you are going to foolishly believe them. In fact, many of you are already stupidly believing them. And it breaks out. Because in a year or two, you're going to be back to the same thing again and again. It's sad. And that's why I'm talking to some of my friends who are Abroadians. Abroadian, Mumu Madus, Bele lecturers, Mumu lecturers. Don't be selfish like these rogues. Stop buying their snake oil. Stop giving them that lifeline. Stop pumping that excuses into their veins. Choose your own battle and believe in it. It is an idea that if you are smart, it shouldn't be so hard to comprehend. Airlines in Nigeria are going to shut down in 48 hours, even though before they will shut down, they have been struggling in the last 1 year when they say the aviation fuel, as all of you, they complain about petrol, and some of you are complaining about diesel. You see those who are flying the planes, they have been making a hell of the life of many of you. But guess what? You complain. Until the next one, nothing is done. You know that. Now it's about to get worse. So they say, before, I remember when somebody bought me a ticket to fly to Abuja. and I think it was in 2015. A plane ticket to Abuja was somewhere around, I think return ticket was somewhere around 18,000 naira or 20,000 naira. If you're just going, you probably will pay 10,000 or 11,000. I remember 2015. But today, if you are flying from Lagos to Abuja, I don't know how much is the flight now. And some of you are not probably, you probably have no clue why is that happening, or you do, but you just feel like, well, I'll just travel by road and I'll be protected by the blood of Jesus and God. I'll be protected by Allah and every other thing you believe in. Because Abba, which level now? They won't fly go heaven. We're going to pay 60,000 naira to go to Abuja. Now it's going to be worse. Do you understand? It's going to be worse. And maybe that, yeah, it's about 50K now. Thank you. To go to Abuja and come back from Lagos now, you probably will spend about 100,000 naira, maybe 120,000 naira if you have to get a taxi. Now, businesses are going to take the hit. They have been taking the hit. And that is why the things you bought, what you got for a certain price yesterday, when you go to the same shop tomorrow, the price has changed. And you'll be like, hello, ma. I was here yesterday. We bought it for 130 naira, ma. And I packed almost 300. It is now 180 naira. 50 naira. It was around 5 p.m. yesterday, ma. See, Mr. Man, do you want to buy or you don't want to buy? Please. It is now 180 naira. Hugao. Okay, if you want to buy at like 500, ma, even if you want to buy 1,000, it is 180 naira, my brother. The reason for that is no other reason than what I have told you earlier. Now, this is it. It's going to get to the breaking point, where they are going to say, you know what? Hands down. And at that time, it's not only that you will be paying through your nose to get the same service, not anything better, same service, if not worse, so you'll be paying through your nose. Not just only that, many of your brothers and sisters working in aviation industry right now, the one you are calling pilot, even though she's a secretary, or should we say a desk clerk or ticket clerk, but she carries herself so well. You're working for the airline, this and that. You may lose your jobs in the next 48 hours. Many of you may start just sitting at home, watching Maiyegun, and then living in that reality. The reality of make Nigeria no happen to me. Make Nigeria no happen to the people I know. Now that time you go see that reality. I'm not wishing you bad. I am telling you to read the news. And at the same time, figure it out. Where is it going to affect you? I am not here to make your mental health go bad. In fact, I'm trying to help you to manage your mental health right now. People are going to start losing their jobs if they are not losing it already. Somebody told me, he said, Maiyegun, do you know that banks in Nigeria now, they have started improvising because they no fit survive the 700 naira per liter diesel for long. If nothing happens now, banks in Nigeria will be shutting at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And it is just to quickly take your money, do all of that, and shut, and everybody go home. You see all these things where you will see banks, they'll be running on generator for hours. After the bank close, you still see them, generator is still working. They are closing the account. They are balancing the account. They are making everything in order before they go home. Abi, ask all the bankers. They are watching me right now. Tell me, have they started telling you that you'll be finishing at 5 and you finish and close your account in 30 minutes? And they are working on a way to cut the cost. If this thing lasts this week, the diesel that they are telling you to be using. Abi, are those not the places where they lock you in, where they lock you all in to ignore and possibly forget the severity, the seriousness of the damages that these rogues have done to you, to your brothers and sisters who are not in the banks. At the diesel where they are able to get, the profit they are making from customers, all of that, even though you all know they don't even take care of you that well, Abi. But what is the message right now in the office? That, oh boy, we are going to cut the diesel. Abi, are they lie? I know the bankers, my banker friends on Facebook, they can confirm that. Have they not told you now that because of the diesel, this diesel wahala is not available? When you finally get it, it's a cutthroat. They say some people, some companies are now spending over 700,000 naira a day just to buy diesel, to power their generator, to run their businesses and all of that. Spending 120,000 naira a day, 100,000 naira a day, 200,000 a day. Now, it's going to all trickle down. All these businesses they have all been affected though. Everybody is trying to, you know what I mean? And the 70 and the what's it called? The lifeless mannequin, Buhari, and the fake Pastor Ruga that brought you to this stage. Where are they? Lifeless Buhari is in London. Maybe reading the news everywhere and say, Shege Barao answer to them. They complain a lot. They don't even appreciate me. He's there in London enjoying 24 hours electricity, no sound of generator. As old rock get generator. Imagine, seat of power in Nigeria. They are running their business by generator, with generator. So who the hell are you that you not go use generator? Now that generator of a thing is no longer about I better pass my neighbor anymore. It is that I don't join my neighbor. All of them are go join. Now all of them hand go touch one by one. The way it go touch you is what I'm analyzing now. So if you have a banker friend that is helping you or she's helping you, if you have a banker, a relative, uncle, even if you have banker parents, let them tell you the truth. This adjustment is going to eat them too. And say the bank owners, they are as greedy as your politicians as well. They don't lose money. Now you go lose your job. No be them go lose money. Now that is how Nigeria happened to you. Even when you no get any hand, when you no get business in it, when you no shout Sai Baba, oh, Sai Barbarian, oh, when you are not shouting swagger, oh, but right there where you they sit down, where you they pretend say nothing they go on, bullets still hit you there. That's how it works. That's how it happens. That is how the basket of unemployment swells. So if you don't understand it, maybe I have money to tell you now. And the same NNPC. The same NNPC who knows that Nigeria is so broke. The same NNPC who has invested no shishi in your refinery or in your oil industry. The same NNPC, they stole 109 million barrels of crude oil. No wonder ASUU is on strike. All of them, they catch cruise on social media. Baba na cruise jare. Baba problem no dey finish. Maiyegun problem no dey finish jare. May we just enjoy our life because all this thing, now God go settle am. They catch cruise. They catch cruise. What is it called? Yeah. So at the end of the day, you will realize that those who are possibly still helping you, even though some will say, "Oh, may God not let us be poor." Grace of God is what we are using. You need to start telling the truth. There is grace of God, like you said, and there is also Buhari's serious Buharinomic pressure that is about to kill you. You know it inside your houses. So catching cruise. Buhari abandoned ASUU and he went to Afghanistan to go and give Taliban money. Made Taliban get money, made them take money made them have money to buy what? To buy bullets. ASUU is there. They have no money to give to ASUU, but some people inside NNPC in your Nigeria, after they have smuggled what they will smuggle from your crude oil, the ones that are supposed to actually be declared, the one that they took through the normal route with record, Auditor General of Nigeria audited NNPC side of that crude oil sale and all of that, they say 109 million. 109 million barrels, which came to $2 billion. Do you know how much is $2 billion? That is over 1 trillion naira. Now, that's the greed of the few, paid for by many, including you. You will lose your jobs. Electricity grid will continue to collapse. You have no good road. You have no good train or good rail line. Trail track. You will never have a good hospitals. You will never have anything that actually should treat you as a human being because of the greed of this selfish few. 1 trillion naira in the pocket of how many people? Undeclared. Bamba, bamba, she. And share them. And where is the money? Gone to Cayman Island, to different islands all over the place. The money is not even there in your country to help you create jobs. That's why people are losing their jobs. They are squeezing you without touching you. And you are praising them without even understanding it. And guess what? You are the victim. And the only way to stop it is what? Is to understand it. When you do understand it, then you are likely going to be able to stop it. So they position themselves in a way strategically to fool you, to fool me, to fool themselves as well. Because they know that they are fooling everybody and it is like a fool's paradise. You can say no to that when you know better, isn't it? You say, no, I don't want to be fooled. Do you get that now? So it's a matter of choice. However, some of us have chosen something real, physical, touchable, something you can live and possibly even die for, something you will love your children to understand better so that it won't take them long or this long, like yourself, before you realized that it is a complete waste of time. I was reading it in the news the other day. I think it was earlier today as well. And it said that some Chinese were arrested in somewhere in Niger. You know, Niger is a volatile region in Nigeria as we speak. People get killed. Over 1,000 community. 1,000 communities have been ransacked and completely desolate, as in people have run away for their lives in Niger State, in Nigeria. But the Chinese are not running. You know why? The system have to keep them safe and protected. In Nigeria, they were drilling illegally in Niger. They are there in Osun. We talk about them, but none of you actually pay attention to the consequences of this until it becomes news. Say, hey, deport them. How? Which nonsense? What nonsense? But you have no idea that if this is how you want to always be, you always get the same result and the same thing. So we choose that no, we don't want to be that way, which is honorable. Honorable enough for you, for me, substantial enough for us, defendable enough for everyone, because it is real than the unreal Nigeria. Because Nigeria is so unreal. Your president is in London. Your first lady is in Dubai. You don't even give a damn about who is footing that, who is paying for that. And many of you are already jumping up as well, wanting to be instrumental into the emergence of another sick, cold or stone-hearted, senile septuagenarian. So you choose something solid, something real. That part is that when you understand the problem, you probably have a better way of resolving it. Because the blame of where we found ourselves is completely shouldn't be left to those who have been taking advantage of it, but even us who have been indulging them or enabling them in our way because we understood less or we choose not to, which is called selective amnesia. Whatever it is, when you know better, you are expected to do better. A trick. So some of us choose our own independence, and independence in the sense that we shouldn't be sharing in the misery of what Nigeria is. Because those who told you or are telling you to believe in one Nigeria, they don't believe in it themselves. And people say seeing is believing, which means if they have a chance of proving that they love Nigeria, there is no better chance to prove that you love Nigeria than when you have a chance or a shot at a position of leadership. And in this case, they fall flat. They fall off, I would say. And that is why when they say go and get PVC, the next question you should ask them is to be used for who? Of course, you'll be using that for them. National electricity grid collapsed. And I said, if there are those with foresight and not opportunists and criminals, if those with foresight genuinely, who probably genuinely love that place, which I believe nobody actually love Nigeria genuinely, okay? It is just about whatever you're getting from it that will design or the kind of a shape what you call, I love Nigeria and all of that, yeah? But if those who have been claiming to love Nigeria, if they really care, I mean, nowhere, not even in Yoruba land. Ondo State is oil producing state. Lagos State is oil producing state. Ogun State is oil producing state. Hello. And we have water, we have this, we have that, we have, and for 22 years, not even a single of them could decide to build for industrialization. You build. Sometimes you just feel like, you know what? I need investors in my state. But I know that power is going to really, really be essential if I want investors. I want to industrialize my state. We want to industrialize our region to create jobs for our people. But you can't do that if you don't have power, if you don't have any good source of energy, possibly clean energy. So politicians know they don't have that, but they never invested in it. Same way they never invested in this oil industry for your own benefit. You can be in Nigeria and you can be paying 500 naira per liter, but you have one of the best economy in the whole world. Meanwhile, you probably won't even need to pay 500 naira per liter with a working economy whereby you are not just producing oil, right? You are producing every drop of oil that you use in your country, that you have produced so much, that you have so much, that you have now you have started not only exporting crude oil, you are also exporting finished product to neighboring countries. That alone will create industry of employment, jobs in your country, multifaceted jobs. Add electricity to it, you are champion. And possibly your naira will be stronger than what it is right now. But guess what? No matter how much they call a liter of petrol, you will be able to afford it because you have a better standard of living, real jobs, not power, beggy, alimajiri job. So nobody invested in that electricity. They were all talking about national grid. National grid. This governor just bought, Governor Sanwo-Olu just supplied 5,000 transformers. Governor Sanwo-Olu just donated 1,000 transformers to NEPA. Transformer for what? To transmit what? Transformer to transmit darkness or what? They are bringing in some 500 kVA, 5,000 kVA, blah, 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 nonsense to this place. And since they brought that, every time the people will now say, every time we will get lights now, it is now stable since they brought that transformer. Because they know they don't get light all the time. But they say, every time we will get light, the light is stable now. We are grateful to governor. Nobody invested in power. because Nigeria is unreal. It is not a real place. Do you understand? They celebrate madness, they celebrate nonsense, and they do so just for photo op. And when you look around and you say, what is the effect of that? I mean, nothing changed. Now, what's happened? They say they don't scam you. Now you know pay, now you know they pay attention. You are all setting yourselves up to be scammed when these guys comes calling. You have already kind of downplayed yourself, ruled out your own kind of resistance spirit, because according to you, maybe if they give us transformer, they say, what do you want for this area? We want transformer. You know, get electricity, you're asking for transformer. Our transformer blew up 5 years ago. Thank God for Senator Koiki, who gave us a new transformer. Transformer for what? But we said, if they had you attacked, and even the stolen money, you get what I mean now? When they steal your money, right? The governors and all of them, they could invest in power their states, and even sell to the neighboring states. Maybe they can inspire them to also invest in it. Your politicians are not investing in anything that will change your life. They give you rhetorics. They give you sweet words. They tell you what you want to hear. They demonstrate few. And then you go back, you realize that nothing is done because it is all lies, it's unreal. And it's time for you to put a break on to that. You can say enough and mean it. That's the point. If you say enough, you have to mean it. Yeah, say enough and mean it. Somebody said Senator Koiki. Maiyegun, we don't want Senator Koiki, only transformer. Well, you know what I'm talking about. You will still appreciate Senator Koiki. No joke. Any Senator Koiki that takes a transformer to any part of anywhere in Nigeria today, you don't know. They will give him chieftaincy title. The question is, should Senator Koiki go on they recharge the transformer to give them electricity? It's because the senator knows, say, they're not too smart. And it's unfortunate that now educated people go, they tell you, say, Baba, leave him. Somebody, if you bring a transformer, may another person bring wire, may another person bring the electricity. I say, which another person? You're waiting for that one. It took us 3 years for this person to give us a transformer. Okay. So how long is it going to take for them to put the wire and to put the power inside it? Baba, God will do this one. Go do that one. I believe you. Trust me, I believe you. Go wait. So it is that you enabling them, thinking that they mean well when they mean otherwise. And the effect of that always comes back to you. It always comes back to you. When you lose your job, you probably will lose your sanity. When you lose your income, you probably will lose it all. Trust me, it is not a good place to be. Ask those who have been there, who have always wanting. They have always been wanting and wanting. And most of what they want are just the basic things of life. Little things that you could go buy if the economy is working. But they did not invest in that. Nobody invested in that. They are so selfish. They are so selfish that some of them, they imported electricity generating equipment, and they decided they were going to build them for their different government houses because only them deserves 24 hours electricity. And you believe in that country? I mean, come on, give yourself a break. Do you actually believe in that country? Or you just believe in it because you're waiting for your own turn? That's exactly what is going on. Everybody is waiting for their own turn. This country is going to be a great country. How? God in his infinite mercy is in charge of Nigeria. Let me tell you something. All these things that Nigeria is facing, the children of Israel, they faced. I say, Papa, me, I not be Israel. See, now there we go fight. That's where we're going to start having problem. We'll fight. I'm talking about no electricity, no fuel, no school, no good medical system, no job, no food, no nothing. You want to take me to Israel of 3,000 years ago, 5,000 years? Come on, man. We go fight. Don't do that to me, please. Don't. No. That's not good. It's unfair. When you finish with the Israeli story, when you finish with the Egyptian story, when you finish with all of this story, would you come back to my story? Would you, please? Or you want me to forget about mine because come on, that's unfair. It's going to cause a fight. Amaja. That's unfair. God can't do this to you. This is man-made. And you know them. We know them. So if you fall for them again and again, come on, don't make it a God issue. Because imagine here now. You know what I mean? That's unfair. You're playing on me. You're playing on my intelligence. You're asking me to choose between what they are doing to me and what happened to Israel. That's unfair. Now, you're going to make me judge. If I tell you I don't care, you say, it's not good. Don't say you don't care. God feel vex. So, Papa, if God go vex for this one, in your own opinion, he better make God vex. This one pass vex. Look at it. Don't take me that. Please don't. I mean, you know what I mean? If I want to be nice. It's not fair to play on people's intelligence that way. To compare man-made problems that you know about and you know those who are doing it. To compare that with what God can do or what God cannot do. That's unfair. It is not funny. Somebody is saying that I may be narrating it kind of a funny way and all that. Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. It's serious. It is not funny. Because it's not fair. When people talk about these things, you don't bring those in. You take it better than that. Come on. And that is why we as Yoruba people, me inclusive, all of us, must never live in that utopia that a Messiah is coming or something is going to happen. Listen, anything that happened to this Nigeria that changes or pretend to change the status quo, that you are not involved, that is not your making, is a setup, and the target is you. Maybe I should explain to you. Nigeria is a shared mystery. When they take from you, from every part of Nigeria, and they said they are going to share the resources or proceed of that resources, they are not sharing it in your own benefit or for your benefit. No, you know that. They are doing so for themselves. But when it comes to the consequences of their greed and selfishness, the victims are you, which cut across every part of Nigeria. Nowhere is spared. Nowhere is safe. But you need to tell yourselves that truth. Don't continue to tell yourself your own truth, because some of you love to tell yourself your own truth, something that gives you a peace of mind and take your mind off the truth, the reality. So you need to know it's a shared mystery, a shared bloodbath, a shared genocide, a shared poverty, a shared state-sponsored terrorism and all of that. Shared. That is why when they say they are paying money for subsidy, they take it from all of you and they pay themselves. When they tell you that they are going to stop paying for subsidy, it is the same way. You will begin to pay for it. They will still take more from you and give to themselves. When the exact little thing that they could do It's for everyone in that part of that country to be working around solution. But politicians don't give solution. They create problems. And when you tell them to fix it, they create more problems. When you tell them to fix that, they will create more. Because without problems, they won't be politicians. Do you understand that? But what they are not thinking about is that there's level to all these things. When you are dealing with your own people, you need to think about the kind of problems you are going to be bringing to their ways. In Nigeria, there is no limitation of the kind of violence they can bring your way, including death. So therefore, we have to pay for our own murder. We have to pay for our own death by being part of Nigeria. When you don't have money to pay, they can go out there and borrow the money in your name, buy weapons, loot some, fund terrorism, sabotage the economy, take away your jobs, devalue your currency, then take whatever proceeds they get from you to somewhere safer where they believe that their proceeds of corruption is safe, and they abandon you there, only to turn around again and say, oh, hang on, we can do it better. Now, that shared misery is what has led to us talking about poor healthcare system, poor education system, poor infrastructure system in our different part of Nigeria. I am a Yoruba man, and I come from a place where it's one of those underdeveloped region in all this part of the world. We were supposed to be greater than that. But you know what? We have politicians, criminals who have decided, right, to continue to do the rub over, the paint over of their state capitals. Even when you get to all these places called state capitals in all this part of Yoruba land, you will still have to say to yourself, God damn it, how did it get this bad or worse? Well, you just need to take your time to go to the remote areas, the grassroots, the communities, and then you'll feel so sorry for still being part of Nigeria. Do you understand that the shared misery, the shared poverty, the shared death, most of them not our own making, by our own making or our own choice. It is all forced. And a conversation to say, do we still want to keep doing this or not? Is they said is non-negotiable. That is the crux of the problem or the matter. That is where we started having the problem. And that is why those of us who have chosen that will speak it out loud, speak and scream it at the top of the mountain, shout it all in the wilderness, go inside the stream and scream it down there below the river and say it out loud and clear. If you want to save lives, you need to break up Nigeria. That is the only workable, fixable, usable, practicable, dependable, and then whatever ebu you can put up to fix Nigeria. You love Nigeria? You love the people in Nigeria? If you love Nigeria, break it up to save lives. That's where we have gotten into. It is not violence if the criminal politicians stay off. You know that. Because there's nowhere you live, there's nowhere you stay, that Nigeria cannot happen to you. You just need to understand how or how far does Nigeria affect me. Or you have also probably learned how to adapt to it. Because that's what you do. I spend more money sending money to Nigeria now than I used to 5-7 years ago. Trust me. You remember when 100 pounds used to be 25,000 naira. 100 pounds today now is about 78,000 naira. That's a lot of difference, right? So, you get what I mean? So that's how much they have done to you. And the effect of that is that some of us feels like these demands, that is shocking you, strangulating you. People are asking you for more and more and more. Some of you, you have developed insomnia. You barely sleep. Some of you, you have developed anxiety for your phone. When your phone rings, you kind of, some of you are so scared to even take you are living abroad though. People, they see you for Facebook, you they look happy, you they look nice, you are motivating them, you are motivational. They don't know what the battle you are facing, simply because these criminals are strangulating them in Nigeria. And as they are Nigerians, they don't really fight. They don't know how to fight, so to say, okay? So as they are Nigerians under this Buhari's government, they are scared stiff, pushed to the wall. Instead of them to turn around and face their oppressors, you know what they are doing, People, they make holes inside the wall that they enter You living abroad, you know that their request and demand have skyrocketed, especially in the last 3 years. But you have been living through it. It's a big thing for you. And the only way to explain it to yourself is to say, oh, Baba, I just try and stay away from Nigeria problem. I care about my mental health, Maiyegun. Trust me, I care about my mental. I don't want to be, Are you really staying away? Okay, fine, you are staying away from Nigeria problem. Is Nigeria problem staying away from you, your family members, your friends, your old colleagues, your neighbors? You are scared to. Some of you are even scared to post your images on social media because you know that immediately you post it on social media, boom, hey, she's alive. Hello. You will be like they call themselves. Hello. She's alive. Oh, she just posted. No. Send that message. Because of that, majority of you are so scared to even post on social media. That is what Nigeria has done. That is how it affects you indirectly. You get what I mean? So when you begin to tell yourself that truth, you begin to understand the complexity and how deep this is. Majority of it, psychological. But if you don't live it, if you don't realize it, you will not talk about it. If you don't talk about it, you are not going to heal from it. You are not in Nigeria. Now, compared to people within Nigeria, you that is not here, I mean, that is not in Nigeria, you are living abroad. But that fear, anything fear, they worry you. See, I took this picture. I was out yesterday with the family. And they are lovely pictures. So. Usually, you don't think twice. When you take your family out, you take pictures, you post them. Say, I cheer and all of that. Suddenly, you know that when they begin to say, oh, lovely, amazing, so beautiful. Oh, you are so beautiful. And then the next thing, in the next 1 hour, 2 hours, I don't know, and I know that I'm not the only person. I know I'm not the only person. Now I'm so scared to even open my own messenger, Facebook Messenger. Can you believe that? Facebook Messenger. So, and I know I'm not the only person. Many of you are like that. You know, vote for APC, you know, campaign for Kolu. You did not vote for PDP. You did not go there to go and do all this mouth talk and all of that. But right there where you did, straight bullet, they hit you, but you did deny. We are not going to send our money to Nigeria again. Some of you don't know, say, person they talk from his own frustration part. The frustration is that, what else do these people want? We can see, even when they deny, we can see how bad it is because we talk to them. But they don't see it that way. You know what? I'm not going to send my money again. I'm not going to send my money again. But if I say, AK Alpha, Ahmed, say, hello. Ahmed, you know, pick my call. I've been calling you since 2 days. Babasha, I do anything bad, ni? No. Not that you do anything bad. I just don't feel like talking to anybody. Egbon, Daddy has been in hospital for 2 days now, and we have been calling you. You know, pick call. Daddy, kilo she won. Kini diabetes one, and it's the same diabetes. He's been how is he now? What's the situation? It's money. They said we should do some tests. We should. Why didn't you call me? I've been calling you. You didn't pick up. Okay. I'll call you back. You see, that mood has changed. Do you understand? So now, so they touch you. Meanwhile, your worry is because of that money to quickly make that available. That money is now, and you're also going to be worried that God, I hope they'll be able to take care of him. I hope he's in a good hand there. Because you know the healthcare system. That's how it affects you. How many of us have lost our loved one? I lost my mom. For that terrible healthcare system. Yes, I lost my own mother. She shouldn't be dead she should still be alive by now. And it's not because I didn't have money. It's not because I didn't give money. But you just need to know the treatment, the process, and all of that is another story entirely. How many of us have lost our loved ones that way? So that's how it touches us. Even when you know they there, they touch you. When you know they there, I know they go Nigeria again. What did I do for Nigeria? I'm not going to Nigeria. I will stay here. Even if you like, go they live for space. If there is network there, Nigeria problem go touch you there. That's why some people are now saying, why don't we channel our energy into bringing ourselves together like like we are doing right now, especially in the advocacy for the emancipation and the self-determination for the Yoruba people. We're talking about the people that our own leader there, Alano, Professor Banji Akintoye, came here and he confirmed that we have more than 200 million Yorubas, those who are identified as Yoruba as their ancestral, roots. So over 200 million of them. So it's good if we begin to stop complaining and we start doing something about it. So, you see, choose your own battle. Choose your poison very well. Do something that is worth it, that you can say, okay, I did something, something you can tell your children, something you can give back to them and say, listen, you children, I'm a Yoruba man, blooded Yoruba man. My legacy is that I am a Yoruba man who stands for Yoruba people and Yoruba nation till I will breathe my last. And you, my children, you shall not depart from that path. Do you get what I mean now? That should be your legacy. Say it to yourself. Look into the mirror and say it to yourself and say, I'm a Yoruba man, I'm a Yoruba woman, I'm a proud Yoruba man, I'm a proud Yoruba woman. And that is going to be my legacy. My children, they will identify as Yorubas and they will be proud of it. You know what I mean? That is something substantial, something strong, something real, something you can touch, something practical than Nigeria that is just a pseudo. Unreal. Trust me, it's unreal. And it is unraveling. It is a matter of time. It will get to that stage. And guess what? When it will explode, you should be in a better place before then because you would know and be prepared. Shared misery. It is shared. Sharing the misery, sharing the corruption, sharing the backwardness, sharing the killings. Come on, you cannot say enough by meaning it. You get what I mean? You have to say enough and you have to mean it. You have to say it and you have to walk the talk. You don't just talk, you walk the talk. And that's what we do most of Maiyegun General political. We don't just talk anymore. We walk the talk. So thank you very much, by the way, for staying with me this long, for those who did, or those who are still here, I'll say. However, let me give you a quick roundup because I'm going to be rounding up now. And my roundup is going to be an update. All right. An update on Maiyegun. We've heard all this. We have our reasons. We now know why we should take the advocacy, the campaign, the education, the enlightenment of for Yoruba nation serious now. We should be more committed, not just in Nigeria, but even all over the world. We shouldn't just talk it, we should be doing it. And we have started it on Maiyegun General Political when we did when we started the fundraiser for Oloye Sunday Igbowo, sometimes about 3-4 weeks ago. Remember that? It was called Diaspora for Justice, Legal Aid for those being persecuted by the corrupt, selfish, murderous politicians in Nigeria who are using the system to hunt those they considered as rebels that are opposing their stance of selfishness that has put millions of people in danger, not just in poverty, in danger. Only if you all do understand that women, children are going to feel the impact, are already feeling it, the impact of these rogues in Nigeria. So we decided to be party to that, support those who have managed to find their voice, who have been speaking out against this this barbarity, this criminality as well. Those who have called it exactly what it is, right? Crime, a crime against humanity in Nigeria. So we started that about 3 weeks ago. We raised a lot of money. We just haven't really met our targets sincerely. So if you check our Give Send Go, I think we have, as we speak right now, I can tell you, we have raised 31,000 and about £100, if I can use a round figure, because well, £31,000, and that's what we have raised officially. The platform where we raised our money expected to take out some percentage eventually when we come to the closure of that fundraiser in the end. But so far, so good. They have been very consistent and they have released the chunk of our fundraiser, because this is a two-way thing. Remember, we have PayPal, then we have Give Send Go. On Give Send Go, we've raised over £27,400. That is online. You can check that yourself. On PayPal, I actually received another £50 from another donor on PayPal with what we had before. I also received another one. I don't know if you're watching me right now. You did send me £20, and you said the £20 is for Agbeke and Yewande, and you indeed prayed for them as we all wait for the arrival of Yewande, Leila, Yewande. So I got your message. So I got two messages like that on PayPal, but let's use figures. So by the time, with what they have released to us so far from Give Send Go, which you can put somewhere around 22,000 22,000 or so. Then we have our PayPal, which stood at 3,900 and something. So when you add them together, then this is where I got my, I got my 31. Well, sorry, that's what I have at hand. So which should be about 26,000 or so. However, the Give Send Go, like I told you, yes, we have 27,400 out there when you check it. But that doesn't mean that they have released all of that in a way. And I also I remember telling you or updating you how we have expended from our money. And so far, so good. We've only spent 5.7 million naira from our money, which comes to somewhere around 8,000 pounds. So if you now have to have a figure and say, Maiyegun, okay, cut it short. What do we have right now? I will tell you that what we have at hand right now is equivalent to somewhere around 18,000 and extra pounds. I'm using this round figure because they are more reliable that way than when you start quoting figures and adding them figure dot by dot. Yes, we have the cash of over 18,000 pounds. That's a lot. Trust me. Now, with our 18,000 pounds, which we have no plan of spending as we speak, there's so much things going on behind the scene. There's some demands coming through. I just don't find them, kind of acceptable yet. So because of that, you can still be rest assured that the collectivity, the unity, the togetherness, the call to duty, we call it, that we all started 3 weeks ago, yielded the results that actually hand us the respect, and including the recognition and adulation of the two most respected leaders in Yoruba land when it comes to the Yoruba self-determination worldwide. So we did it right. And I want you to go to bed tonight with the same update, okay? How much do we have in the bank, Maiyegun? Yes, we do have 18,000 pounds in cash and some change. And we have no plan of spending a penny from that yet. So that will be an update that we are going to build on. And I've also said, when I had a conversation with Professor Banji Akintoye, as well as Professor Wale Adeniran, the two elders, the two respected elders that Maiyegun's Diary political friends indeed respect a lot as well. We reciprocated that because they also respect us. I have to say that to you. I can confirm that they have so much respect for us on Maiyegun's Diary political, and we do respect them as well. So we are going to, like I told you, I'm working on the modality, the transparency, the openness, and a few other things that are going to come or suggested by other people into how we should organize this fundraiser for the Yoruba cause. Listen, the fundraiser or the general fundraiser or generation of a fund for the Yoruba cause is for all the Yoruba groups, everyone who have Yoruba, the defense or the support of Yoruba at heart. As long as you are all over the world, wherever you are living all over the world, you will have access and this support to this fund. And you also have access to contribute to this fund. So in all of this, but you only have access to this fund through Professor Banji Akintoye, or as he designates. Like I said, it is our own way of trying to maintain some clarity and accountability. You get what I mean now? So this is the process. But when I'm done after working with some other people I'm going to work with, okay? So, but let me even give you an idea, because I'm going to need experts. So please reach out. If you are an expert, I don't think it will be difficult for you to send an email telling me what you can do, your line of expertise, based on what I'm about to tell you now, okay? Because if we have our own trusted people build these things for us, it will be wonderful, and I want us to do that, okay? So the plan is that we are expecting this Yoruba Rescue Fund worldwide to be a very, very huge and successful thing, and therefore, we don't want to leave any stone unturned, okay? So what that simply means is that we are going to be dealing with the real banks now. I'm talking about banks that are going to set this up all over the world. Now, there is a way we're going to work it, a payment system that makes it easier for all the funds that will come through one single spot. And that is going to be an officially dedicated website for this process. Now, this website is going to be a website that is so secure, safe, that it will be safe enough for us to use our own bank statements, card, and all of that. So we need the experts that can build this secured, what have you. And listen, do not panic. This is our own way of saying we want to work with those who believe in our own ideology. There are many things into it, okay? So, yeah, we want to have that. We need to build this website for this fundraiser. We should not do it like we are doing right now, okay? If we do it the way we are doing right now, we are likely going to lose our money. We'll lose our savings. We'll lose all of that. And it will be easier for them to actually take it from us. But when we finish building that website, even when you make a donation in anywhere, this money can be in an account in the US, it can be in an account in the UK, it can be in an account anywhere in the world. You don't have to worry yourself. Just go through the link on the website, official website for this donation, straightforward. Your name, your detail, how much you want to contribute, and drop it there. You can set up a direct debit that will be coming out of your bank every month. Now, the reason is that we don't want to put our eggs in one nest, in the same basket. Do you get that now? We don't want to do that. So I am going to be working with all of you professionals in, smart pay system. You get what I mean? I have that idea thrown out now. So if you're a professional who have an idea of what I'm talking about, also, we want to have that website as a means of gathering data for the purpose of discovering all those who are Yorubas all over the world, wherever you are, okay? Or if you are and if you identify as a Yoruba, whether you are living in them, whether you're in Brazil, you are in Cuba, you are in wherever you are, all over the world, that website is going to be a form of contact and discovery. We will gather data through it. We will use that data, store that data in a safe place, and we will utilize that data for the future purposes that I may probably not be telling you right now, but you have an idea, right? So there's a huge idea. It's safer. It's going to be transparent. And another thing is that when you make donation into those accounts, if your donation is successful, the website, there's going to be something that is going to do an update that's going to tell everybody all over the world, what do we have and where? So if you are an IT expert who knows how to put all these pieces together, don't send me SMS on WhatsApp. Don't message me on Facebook, okay? Just send me an email. That means you know what you are doing, and we probably can work together. I am also working around making sure that, you will do this. If you are willing to do this for us, remember, we may not likely be able to pay you, right? But what we can assure you of is that wherever you need logistics to put all of this together, you will get access to that logistic and put this together for us. I just thought I should tell you That is my own mandate. This is the responsibility that was given to me. And the way I can do it better is to be as open as I can, and at the same time protect that money as much as I can. So to protect the money, there are other things I won't tell you, but I've given you an hint. We will scatter the account all over the world, but it will be only one source that the money will come from. How we will do that, the tech guys will figure it out. Yours is to find a place that you can trust, reliable enough to give your data. So yeah, we're getting there. And thank you so much, Princess Alaja Princess. Thank you for your super chat. At the same time, I got one earlier from Yomi. No, where's that name again? Sorry, I want to call it right. Yeah, Yomi Totu. I always say Yomi Turi, but Yomi Totu. Thank you very much for that on YouTube. So my friends on Facebook, don't worry yourself that, I bet many people are now moving on to the Facebook to be part of this better. It is safer there for now, okay, until we get other things put in place that is going to keep us even more safe. So thank you so much, every one of you, for joining me tonight. I know some of you are hoping to call in to be part of this conversation tonight. I also wish I could do that, but my time is up. But I'm going to spend another time with you some other time, okay? Until then, you can like that video. You can still share it. And I mean, if you're just joining us, you can watch from the beginning again. So thank you very much for your time. Stay safe and good night to everybody.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. ẹ̀yin bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.